Welcome to Make Something Happen 66. This is the final Make Something Happen for the book. I get my kicks out of Make Something Happen 66. After this, there will be no more. If you've stuck with me for this length of time, then you probably deserve a medal, but you might get one from me, I'm afraid. I might 3D print one. The first person to get to the end, I'll send you a medal that says I made it all the way to end. Thank you for sticking all the way with me here. This is number 66. This one's called Create an MQTT-controlled lamp. And this one is interesting because there's no website. There's no nothing. There's just a program. It's important to bear in mind that although we've used Node.js to make websites, because that's what we wanted to do, there's no reason why you can't use your JavaScript skills on a PC or any other platform just to write useful programs. This program uses the same library as we've used in the server code, but this time it will talk to the lamp directly and be controlled by MQTT. And I'm going to download it now, which I will do by using the same old routine, the old magic block copy to save me typing much, and the actual repository. I'm in the wrong folder. Okay, I have to go back up one level, don't I? So I got a cd dot. It takes me longer to find the commands in the command history than it would to type them in, but that's not the point. The point is, yes, I'm having fun. MQTT lamp. QTT-LAMP, because that's what we're making this time. And this, as I said, this is not code that you, oh, hang on, capital L, always capital L. Thought it felt wrong. There you go. In it comes. Oh, maybe it's not found it. Okay, maybe I have spelled that incorrectly. Let's try that again. Or is it, no, let's give that up because that ain't going to work. Maybe there's no hyphen. Oh, it's, okay, back in a second. I'm just going to go. They say that sometimes the universe isn't actually out to get you, but it's best to act as if it is. Now, the reason why this didn't work was because I was looking at some notes that I had made, and the word processor was very obligingly wrapping the text round for me and putting a hyphen in, which isn't actually there in the real deal. So yes, thank you for that. But anyway, I thought I would be able to recover some small shreds of credibility from the very end of this set of Make Something Happens. But bearing in mind that only the people that actually managed to get this far through the whole thing will watch this bit, I'm actually feeling quite safe at the moment. Prove me wrong. Get thousands of people to watch, and then they can all enjoy watching Rob have a meltdown on the 13th of the month when everything goes wrong. But I'm digressing. Let's have a look at this code. There we go. I'm going to use the nano editor we saw in the last Make Something Happen. Let's just have a look at what files we've got before we go any further. Now, I don't have to do any of the well, I could, yeah, I do actually. I do have to do that. I have to do npm install because this application uses the MQTT libraries that use all kinds of other things. It also uses the hardware libraries as well to talk to the hardware on the Pi, because we're going to receive an MQTT message and we're going to send the light on or off depending on the message. And to do that, we have got code. I can show you the code because I can use a tiny text editor to do this. You can run Visual Studio Code on your Raspberry Pi 4, any other device than the 4, and it's a little bit on the slow side. But on the 4, it's not too bad. It's certainly good value for money in terms of how much you pay for the machine that's running it, but it does chug a little bit. I'm going to use Nano, and I'm going to have a look at the file mqtt-lamp.mjs because it's the only file in the program. And it is fairly small. I'm making myself a object to which is going to be used to control the light. There it is. There's my this is the objects, and down here is my connection to the MQTT client. And then I'm basically nominating messages to be acted on. So if it receives a message with the word on in it, it turns the lamp on, and if it receives a message with the word off in it, it turns the lamp off. And it also publishes messages. In this case, it publishes the message hello world again. So we have an MQTT client which we have created, which is connected to, in this case, the open broker at hivemq.com. We subscribe to a topic called data, which is effectively where our data going to come from. And then we actually have, if we get a message, this code here runs, and if it's the word on, it turns the light on, and if it's off, it turns the light off. And then it publishes a message hello world again, just to prove that it's still there. So that's the code that's going to be running. And so let's exit from here and let's run that code. Now what's going to happen now is that it'll actually, there you go, it started the pins going, and it's basically doing stuff at the moment. And so what we have to do now is go into the web, and I'm going to go to the MQTT dashboard, which is this program here. It's at hivemq.com. Public MQT, it's demos. I want the hivemqtt.com/demos. And there it is for me. I've typed it in already. WebSocket client. Thank you very much. I'll have that, please. If you go there, then you're running a web application running inside a web page. And we know about WebSockets. We've used them before to send messages between the server and the client. This Hive MQTT application provides a WebSocket connection to an MQTT broker. And all you have to do to connect to it is just hit connect. And it will do that. And so what I've got now is a situation where I can subscribe to topics, and I can go and I can add a topic called, I don't know, data. Why not call it data? And subscribe to that and see what happens. And so there's data, and it should start showing me. There you go. We've got stuff coming in, and if I start this running, there you go. I've got this running. What happens if I press the button now? Do I get? Oh, look at that. Oh, look. When I press the buttons on, if I press the buttons on my Raspberry Pi, then the little application I showed you sends on or off, depending if the button's on. Other people are using this as well. So I can show you this. Let's see if I can do the split screen Rooney thing that we did before. So if I do that, followed by that, you can kind of see the display page jump up and down. Is it doing what I wanted to do? It's failing the 13th, so I'm going to go with probably not. Now I have to press that as well, and now you can see the web page, and you will see that it will jump. It's very small. I do apologize. If enough people complain, I'll make it better. But you can see that it's changing each time I press the button, because the MQTT broker is responding to that. And then there's other people using the word data as well, because that's how MQTT works. These are topics that anyone can broadcast to and anyone can subscribe to, because it's like a big broker in the middle that just receives the data and does things with it. That's grand and fantastic, and there's a lot going on, which is all to the good. Let's go back to the main page and take a look at where we are. What I want to do, this is the thing we've been building up to for ages, is I want to, again, use the topic data. And I want to send the word on. Let's send the word off to the data topic, and that will make my light go off. And if you don't believe me, and why should you? I'm going to go on to the camera that shows me the machine. I'm going to turn on the tiny. It's going to be very small, but you'll have to take it from me that I'm going to type the word on and press publish, and watch what happens to the light. It comes on. If I type the word off and press publish, then the light goes off. Now this is kind of the revert. It's not using any kind of sort of server type stuff. This is all MQTT. So what's happening is that I have a program running in my browser on my PC on here, which is sitting inside the web page, and that's talking to the MQTT server operated by Hive MQ, sorry. In the meantime, the JavaScript program running on the Raspberry Pi has also connected to that server and has bound to the topic data. And it's bound to it in a way that means that if I press the button on my Raspberry Pi, then the word on is sent to the MQTT broker, and if I release the button, the word off is sent. And then if the device receives the word on, it turns the light on, and if the device receives the word off, it turns the light off. So we've basically got a device in the cloud. Well, it could be anywhere. this device here could be anywhere, receiving MQTT messages that are telling it to do things with the light and the button. And so you could do this kind of stuff to make MQTT controlled stuff or MQTT sensors. I use it a lot to make small embedded devices, because the thing is that although we're using JavaScript to actually receive the messages and do things with them and whatnot, you could actually use any programming language that you like. And the other thing which you could do, which I don't do in this application, but you could do in a larger one, is you could run the MQTT client stuff in a server in the cloud, which would then respond to messages from connected sensors. That's what the next session, Connected Little Boxes, does. It provides a server application which responds to incoming messages from devices around the place, which may or may not use JavaScript. May or may not use JavaScript or anything. They just send messages to MQTT and it all just comes out in the wash, which is lovely. And that's not a bad way to actually end my last Make Something Happen for this book. Thank you very much for getting all the way to the end. And maybe I'll see you in the next book. Cheers.